All right, so there goes my team. The Montreal Canadiens are out of the playoffs. Definitely a sad day watching that game last night. I'm filming this on a Saturday. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to release this, but sad day for the Montreal Canadiens and Montreal Canadiens fans. It was a close game, that last game. They actually almost came back and tossed one in the net there in the last 7 minutes. I didn't feel good about it, though. They did apply some pressure, but I didn't feel good about it. I kind of got the feeling that they were going to lose, and I've accepted that. I'm totally okay with it. They won 2 games against a very strong team in Philadelphia, and they did way better than I thought they were going to do. I thought they'd win 1. I didn't think they'd win 2, and they could have won 3 and maybe 4. So, a couple bounces here, a couple bounces there. This series could have been definitely different. There were definitely disappointing aspects of this series, though, as a Canadiens fan, watching the team basically not be able to score for 2 games straight, which is exactly what I would expect from the Montreal Canadiens. They are an offensively anemic team. They have such a hard time putting the puck in the back of the net, and that's been their downfall for the past 20 years or 15 years, and definitely the last 10 years. They just cannot. They just don't have that superstar up front that can generate out of nothing every time and kind of create something. Now, with that said, it's not like they don't have anyone that can put the puck in the back of the net or create something. They just don't have that extra level. Like, it's not. I wouldn't say that there's any superstars up front in Montreal. They do have Suzuki and some other young players as well that look incredible. Like Suzuki looks amazing. Kotkaniemi had a really good series as well, which I would not have predicted. Carey Price was amazing. So there's definitely good things that have come out of this series. Now, before the series started, and actually before the Montreal Canadiens even beat Pittsburgh, I made a video talking about how I would have preferred the Montreal Canadiens actually lose to Pittsburgh and get that 12.5% chance. I think long term, I would still obviously have preferred that. Maybe even if they lost, that New York won, but if Montreal had been in there, who knows? But if they had lost that, I still would have preferred that because of the long-term potential gain. But still, I believe they are picking 16th, which isn't too bad. So I've accepted it. But one thing I did mention that in that video, and I did mention in videos after that in the podcast and some other videos that I forgot about in that original video, is the experience that the Montreal Canadiens players, specifically the young ones, will get from or would have gotten from this series that just took place. That is it's unreplicable. No matter who you draft in the future, no matter what happens, the experience that those young players will have gained defeating Pittsburgh, almost defeating Philadelphia, at least putting up a good fight against Philadelphia, is you can't replicate that anywhere. That is so incredibly valuable for their development. And I think that alone will help Montreal immensely in the future, immensely. So I feel really good about that as a Canadiens fan. I feel good about the experience that they've gotten, the battles that they had, lessons learned for sure. Whether it's Kotkaniemi got ejected from that game, so he learned a lesson. I'm sure Gallagher learned a lesson as well, and that was the other unfortunate thing. The Montreal Canadiens did not have Gallagher for that last game. He had a broken jaw. We'll discuss that in the podcast in depth because there's a lot of drama off the ice as well. So I'm disappointed that the Canadiens lost, but I expected them to lose, and they did better than I thought they'd do. So I am pleasantly surprised and happy at their performance, but they still need work. Like I said, they can't score. So I would love Montreal to actually go out and get a legitimate goal scorer. Like, finally. Like, I've been waiting forever for them to do it, and they've just never done it. They've got $18.5 million in cap space next year. Let's get it done. Let's see if we can sign someone and get it done. Now, on the Flyers side, I thought they played pretty good. Carter Hart was excellent for the most of the series. He is the next Carey Price. They play similar styles. They play more positional goaltending versus reactionary goaltending, which is exactly how Carey Price plays. And Carter Hart's idol is Carey Price. So that storyline in the series alone was really cool. It was awesome to see them embrace each other at the end, and Carey Price literally had a genuine smile on his face and wishing Carter Hart good luck. That is amazing to see. That is really, really amazing to see. I think there is a small rivalry born between Philadelphia and Montreal. Because of maybe some of the drama, but also because of the Carter Hart and Carey Price situation. Even though they're obviously friends, they were talking actually before the game on the ice. So there's there's kind of on the edge rivalries, and then there's lighthearted rivalries. So that's kind of cool to see between some teams. So I actually hope that rivalry continues next season or the season after or whatever. I'd actually like to see these two teams meet in the playoffs because it was decent hockey at times, but honestly, the most of the series was quite boring. Just for the fact that Philadelphia is really good at shutting teams down, and Montreal is also pretty decent at shutting teams down. So both of them tend to kind of go in that category, even when things are close. They don't really push the pace. So there were 2 or 3 games of this series that were just absolutely painful to watch. Absolutely painful. Some of the worst hockey I've ever seen. But when both teams turned it on, it was pretty good hockey. Now on the Flyers side of things, they didn't really get contributions from a lot of their big boys. So that is a concern moving forward. Philadelphia they are kind of my dark horse in the East. When the playoffs started, I really felt like they were going to go all the way. In my bracket challenge, I actually predicted them to win the Stanley Cup. But I do have concerns now because some of their key players just aren't performing to the level that they know that we know that they can perform at. So definitely question marks with some of the Flyers players. I'm glad in a way that the Flyers won because I think they really needed to win a playoff series. It's been a while. So good for them. Good for that core because they've got some young players as well. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm not going to be too harsh on Montreal. I'm not going to be too harsh on Philadelphia. Just basically saying good series, fun to watch at times, hard to watch at times, and looking forward to the future between these two teams. I apologize if I'm a little less excited or emotional in this video. I did not get a lot of sleep last night. I'm quite tired, if you can tell from the bags underneath my eyes, but I'm going to pound through this video, and then I got another one to film the Blues and Canucks. Sorry, I'm just all over the place. Blues and Canucks. That is going to be an interesting conversation. So I look forward to having it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I would love it if you could join me for that future video coming up real soon. Hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the like button if you like this video, and let me know what you thought of this series. Did you actually expect Montreal to win? Are you legitimately disappointed that they didn't win? And what do you think about Philadelphia moving forward? Can they muster up a little bit more? Because we know that they have more in the tank than what they showed against Montreal. So do you actually think that they can do it against their next opponent? All right, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Adios.